Welcome back to the Banana Bunch. I hope you're ready for some extra wide penetration because today we're comparing two 50 cals. And not the extra huge 50 cals that you're used to seeing on this channel. I want to see if a modern 50 cal muzzleloader can compete with a 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum rifle. Both in terms of penetration on different targets as well as lethality, because I'm after the fattest opossum you've ever seen. He has been absolutely terrorizing my yard, and unfortunately his favorite hiding spot is right underneath my shed, which is made of 6x6 pressure treated lumber of all things. I would hate to shoot through the base of my shed, but if I had to, which would be the better option? Definitely not the muzzleloader if I'm after speed, but how about we get this bad boy loaded up to start things off? I wish my muzzleloader made sound effects. Just a giant white cloud for a good 5 seconds or so. I am not used to that at all. And I'll be honest, the first shot came in super high. I was like, what in the hell is going on there? Then I went back to the bench and I was like, wait a second, where'd that little orange plastic insert go? Apparently, I didn't realize that it was still in the barrel when I loaded that first one, so that's why it came in so high. I set it in perfectly, as you can see by the second shot placement. Kind of looks like a strange entry hole. Let's see if it got to the opossum back here. I'm not seeing anything. It blew off a chunk down there. What? Okay, that's why I'm not seeing anything. And I was shooting at the soft part, too. I was not expecting that. Guess we'll try one with the 500 in the other soft area and see what happens. Maybe we'll have to do a redo on the muzzleloader, although that seems like a really soft bullet. It's kind of hard to tell where you hit when it blows the entire top half of the block off. My gosh. Okay, half the block might be a little bit of an over-exaggeration, but still, it blew off a giant portion of this block, and I don't see anything on the opossum. I am not liking what I'm seeing in the penetration department. It appears to have penetrated, well, the bullet's not there anymore with the muzzleloader, but it appears to have penetrated the exact same depth as the muzzleloader. And looking down here, I believe this is a portion of the top that it blew off. I guess this is the back side. Yeah, I mean, it penetrated basically the exact same depth as the muzzleloader. Apparently, that opossum knew what he was doing when he chose the shed as his hiding spot. In fact, he loves it so much that he decided to make his permanent home underneath the concrete slab of the shed. How freaking nice of him. I am not even joking. I would really hate to have to shoot my concrete slab, but if it came down to it, which is a better option. My slab is 4 inches thick, but based on the penetration, or lack of penetration on that last round, I think we'll stick with the 1.57 inch pavers that we usually use. And no, this one did not come out like I wanted. That pack of Powerbelts only came with one of those plastic inserts or whatever it is, so I won't be able to mess that up again. Let's try out that muzzleloader. I heard a bunch of concrete raining down. I just wasn't able to see any of it raining down. I mean, that smoke cloud is freaking insane. Walking up, though, it produced a very nice shattering effect. I mean, it's a 50 cal, so it should. Wait, what do you mean you've seen better, Terry? You too, Gary? Gary, you haven't even been on the freaking range that long. There is no way you've seen a better one than that. Anyway, let us see what happened. I do not like what I am seeing on this opossum right here. This extra chubby opossum. Maybe it's one of his offspring or something, but yep, just a bunch of the spalling from the concrete. I do not see any projectile marks at all on here. Based on how the 500 did last time, I don't think we can expect anything better. Before we get too much deeper into the video, though, I did want to go over these two rifles for those of you who are curious. Or, well, rifles. The muzzleloaders are not technically considered rifles by the standard definition, but this beast right here, though, this is definitely a rifle. It is Bighorn Armory's Model 89 Black Thunder Tactical Series. I believe I have the naming correctly, and this thing is an absolute beauty. Well, I guess I should say absolute combination of beautiful and tactical at the same time. I don't know how they could have done a better job with this freaking thing, especially by adding a muzzle brake. I mean, it takes out so much of the recoil, but it also adds a ton of the noise, but I can't complain if it takes out the recoil. And I also can't complain about the action right here. This has to be the smoothest lever action on the market. And it's also handling 60,000 PSI. I mean, 60,000 PSI with these rounds. So it has to be one of the most robust as well. Thank you to Steinel for the ammo for this one. They just told me that they're loading a 700 grain pill that's subsonic for the 500 Smith & Wesson. So if I could get a suppressor for this thing, you know damn well I'm going to be trying that out. And then this muzzleloader over here, this is a CVA Optima 2. If I'm getting a muzzleloader, it's definitely going to be CVA based on what I've seen. These are the most freaking accurate ones out there. Also, if I'm getting a muzzleloader, it's going to be stainless because they are some dirty SOBs. I didn't realize even with the IMR White Hots that it was going to be so dirty, but that's just the name of the game. I haven't tested any other bullets out yet, but with these Powerbelt bullets, this rifle is so damn accurate. I did not expect that with a muzzleloader. Okay, now the 500 on the concrete. I wasn't expecting anything different to happen with the 500, but something different definitely happened. I mean, I don't know exactly what it was yet, but the opossum's not there, so that's a good sign. Very good shattering effect again. Let us see what happened to that opossum, if anything is... Oh, here's half of the opossum. Oh, man, I think I saw the other half back here, maybe. Yep, that is the butt cheeks. Oh, man, did it split this freaking thing apart. I don't know if I'll be able to find any of the other major pieces. Well, something definitely hit into him hard enough to split the whole piece of plywood. Looks like I'll be using the 500 if things come down to concrete, but I don't know if any of you saw what he had to dig to get underneath the concrete to make his home. It's sand. The whole damn yard is made of sand, which is very unfortunate because sand eats bullets for lunch, brunch, and dinner, and breakfast too on weekends. I mean, it'll throw basically, and it'll eat any bullet that you throw at it, which is awesome for the opossum, but I think we might have a chance if he's only 6 inches deep. That's what I tell my wife. This box full of sand is exactly 6 inches thick, so that will be our representation. Let us see if we can get an opossum. A really fat opossum, by the way. I know that my scenarios aren't always the most realistic, but I am not joking with this one. I came home one night to see a pair of, well, actually butt cheeks running away with a naked tail in between. I was like, that has to be the fattest opossum I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I don't think that opossums are supposed to have plump butt cheeks. The weirdest thing to look at, but anyway, muzzleloader time. Man, I had the wind in my favor that time. It blew that freaking smoke cloud right away. That was super nice. And I'm not sure if you do any muzzle loading yourself, but if you do, how many shots do you typically take between cleaning the muzzle loader? Wait, you clean your guns? Things aren't looking good on our super fat opossum, and I believe it's already turned around. Let me verify that for sure. Yep, it is already turned around. Wow, that is a weird looking hole, but let's turn it around just to make sure that there's absolutely nothing. 500 time. That kind of looked cool puffing out there. Well, the impact seemed to look almost identical, and it landed on the front just like the muzzle loader. Let us check out the shot placement. Absolutely nothing back here. Let us check out the shot placement. Yep, we got a good shot placement right, good windage anyway. This damn opossum really knew what he was doing. Look at that evil face. Well, sand is a wash, but what I am really concerned about, it hasn't happened yet, but what I'm really concerned about is that the opossum is going to get the nerve to make the inside of the shed his home. Why I am so concerned about this is because if he does for some reason, he is going to have an infinite amount of steel to hide behind. I hope like hell to get the opossum before I see the day where he makes the inside of the shed his home. But if it happens, which of these bullets are better on mild steel? And with how much surface area we're talking about with these projectiles, let's start things off pretty light with a 3/16 inch piece of mild steel. We'll bump it up if we need to. All right, looking good, steel sled 4.3. My other major concern, though, is that the opossum could get to my backup stockpile of ammo. Wait, did you just get a haircut? Luckily, I'm able to keep a separate stockpile of backup ammo at Ammo Squared's climate-controlled facility rent-free. Basically, I set aside a certain amount of coin each week or month, whatever time designation I want, for whatever cartridge breakdowns I have. Then Ammo Squared is nice enough to hold my growing stockpile in their climate-controlled facility for however long I tell them to, until I tell them to ship it, which is super nice because then the opossum physically cannot get to the ammo, or at least that I know of, and it also helps keep the misses off my back from it building up in the house. I really can't imagine it's good to breathe in all that smoke, but when there's so much of it, what else are you gonna do? And I guess I should have started even thinner than 3/16 of an inch. I never would have guessed that it would have stopped a freaking 50 cal muzzle loader. Wow, I mean, that thing left a massive dent in there, definitely a thumb dent, but still, I mean, it wasn't even close to going through. Now I really hope he doesn't get in the shed. Well, at least we still might have a chance with the 500. It's nothing like a 50 BMG, but man, does that brake do work. And I think I could see that hole with my naked eye from a freaking mile away. That thing is massive, and that has to be one of the cleanest holes I have ever seen. Let me check with the pinky to make sure. I mean, it's, well, a little bit bigger than ½ inch, definitely. It's more of a thumb, well, kind of a middle finger hole in the, oh yeah, that is perfect on the middle finger. My gosh, that is a clean hole. Look at how big of a difference there are between those two. If I'm being completely honest with myself, though, the opossum is not going to have an issue finding either a thicker or harder piece of steel to hide behind. So if I ever live to see the day where the opossum makes it into the shed, I think I'll just pull out another 50 cal for that. Now, it doesn't happen very often, but there was a time or two where I did see the opossum out in the open, and boy, let me tell you, based on his physique, we are going to need a lot of penetration to bring this beast down. Now, I've heard that clear ballistic gel is the equivalent to opossum fat. No, just kidding, I haven't heard that. I don't know how it stacks up against opossum fat, but it's kind of what I have to work with, so we'll just have to see what happens. And Terry, could you get out of my shot? If the muzzleloader has any chance, I think it's this round. I don't even know that I needed that brand new bungee cord. Seemed to be pretty underwhelming, although I probably missed most of it because of the smoke. Anyway, here is our entry hole. I mean, it does look like a decent wound channel. Let's check out the pinky. Okay, you can't complain about that pinky hole right there, but let us check out the wound channel from the side. And it's not bad going in, then it starts opening up quite a bit. I guess that's the tip. Well, that's definitely the tip right there. It looks like it sheared off 8 inches into the block. I'm not sure if that caused any expansion. It kind of looks like it did. Keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, deviates like a mofo straight out the top of the block. I think it's pretty safe to say, though, that it would have went straight through 32 inches of ballistic gel. And somehow it was even fragmenting on the way out. That must be some soft lead based on the velocities. Now, I believe, is where that new bungee cord comes into play. Oh, yes! What did I tell you? Oh, that might be the most devastating wound channel I have ever seen. Let me get the bungee cord off so it doesn't freaking cut this thing in half. Let's check out the pinky hole. That might be more of a thumb. Yeah, definitely more of a thumb. Oh, my gosh, look at that devastation. Look at the freaking comparison. It looks like a freaking balloon in there. Wow. And it shot shards off in every direction, basically. Outside 6 inches. Holy shite balls. Anyway, there is fragmentation throughout there. Keeps going, kind of dies off probably 10 inches. I mean, it's still leaving a good wound channel, probably about 10 inches though. And then the bullet lands. Definitely not as deep as a muzzle loader. Let me grab a tape measure real quick. All right, so we are coming in. I can't believe that those went through the freaking top of the block and out the sides too, but anyway, we are coming in right at about 20 and an 1/8 inch mark on that pedal right there. Oh my gosh, it definitely did not go as deep as a muzzle loader, but I would not want to clean up that mess of whatever's left of that freaking opossum. So to answer the original question, are modern muzzle loaders more lethal or potentially any better than rifles? I'm going to say no based on all this testing, but if you want to see more testing comparisons, make sure to click here, and remember, don't let ballistics drive you bananas.